It is finally here, November 20th, 2025. OpenAI has just dropped the update we have been waiting for, GPT 5.1. But this isn't just a speed bump, this is a fundamental shift in how we interact with AI. Look at this split. They are bifurcating the model. You now have GPT 5.1 Instant, which is all about low latency and conversational flow, and GPT 5.1 Thinking. This confirms that the future of AI isn't one single model, it's specialized agents. One for doing, one for thinking. And they have finally tackled the robot problem. Look at mindset shifts. You can now toggle the AI's personality. Do you want a ruthless executive to help you simplify decisions? Or do you want an empathetic coach to help you through stress? We are moving away from prompt engineering and moving toward personality engineering. Watch how the instant model handles this request. It doesn't give a generic list. It's warmer. It feels more human. This is OpenAI's bid to become your operating system for life, not just a search engine. But Google isn't taking this lying down. While we were analyzing GPT 5.1, Google dropped this. Welcome to Gemini 3. And the keyword here is native multimodality. Most AI models turn images into text to understand them. Gemini 3 is different. It is trained on video and audio natively. That means it understands the timing of a joke in a video. It understands the inflection in your voice. It bridges the gap between the digital and physical world. And just like OpenAI, Google has their own reasoning model, Gemini 3 Deep Think. The graphs show it performing neck and neck with OpenAI on complex math and physics. The gap is closing. The days of one model being clearly superior are over. But this is the feature that actually blew my mind. Forget the chatbots for a second. Look at Google Antigravity. This is a generative development environment. You aren't chatting with the AI, you are building software with the AI in real time. The user types add a slider, and the AI writes the code, injects it, and updates the UI instantly. Look at that. It works instantly. This is essentially text to app. This is where we are going in 2026. You won't need to know React or Python to build a 3D interactive web experience. You just need to know how to describe it. The barrier to entry for software engineering just dropped to zero. So, the war is over and we won. We have GPT 5.1 for our logic and personal life, and Gemini 3 Anti-Gravity to build our dreams. I'm going to be doing a full build using anti-gravity in the next video, so make sure you are subscribed. This is key. Notice the adaptive reasoning. When you ask a vague question, the old models would just guess. GPT 5.1 uses the Socratic method. It asks you clarifying questions to narrow down the context. This saves you 5 or 6 prompts of back and forth. Now, look at the benchmarks. This is the thinking model. That purple bar is GPT 5.1. It is absolutely crushing. GPT-5 standard and GPT-4 on hard math and coding tasks. If you are a developer or a data scientist, this is the model you need to be using. The error rate has dropped significantly. Let's look at a real-world learning example. The user asks about a complex baseball statistic. Watch how it structures the answer. It doesn't just give a definition, it breaks it down into what it is, the formula, and why it matters. It's formatting information for comprehension, not just accuracy. And here is the EQ, emotional intelligence. The user admits a mistake. The AI doesn't judge. It reframes the situation. Competence. Most folks would crumble. This is the her update. It's designed to keep you psychologically engaged. This section here is the biggest threat to Google. Personalization. You can now set a base style, professional, candid, or quirky. But more importantly, It remembers your preferences across sessions. It is building a digital twin of your needs. The more you use it, the harder it is to switch to another platform. Don't blink or you'll miss this. Codex Max. This is a dedicated model just for heavy coding architecture. It's not for snippets, it's for entire code bases, and they are aggressive on verticals. A free version for teachers? This is a play to get into the classroom and lock in the next generation of users early. OpenAI is clearly trying to flood the market with updates before the holidays, but they aren't the only ones playing this game. I wanted to cut through the marketing hype, so I pulled the technical documentation for both models into my analysis tool to compare them side by side. Let's look at the raw data. First, let's look at the Google ecosystem. Even with GPT 5.1 launching, Gemini 3 still holds the crown for context. If you have a massive project, I'm talking thousands of lines of code, or a 500-page legal document, Google's architecture handles that retrieval better. Let me know in the comments, are you Team GPT or Team Gemini? Thanks for watching.